At New York International Bridal Week, BridalShoesTV had the pleasure of interviewing designer Angel Rivera. Before Angel started his own bridal collection, he worked with prestigious bridal names Amsale, Kenneth Pool, Christos, Kirstie Kelly and Kleinfeld. Today he's making a splash of his own with elegant and glamorous wedding gowns fit for a fairy tale.
I'm Mary with BridalShoesTV, here talking to Angel Rivera, wedding dress designer. I wanted to ask you some quick questions about wedding shoes. So for jewelry, a lot of girls say to us, you know, this shoe has silver on it, this shoe has gold. Do you think that that kind of plays into the jewelry that they should choose, or does it matter?
I definitely think that it matters. I always recommend that if the shoe has gold in it, that they try to stick with their accessories also being in gold, or if the shoe has some silver or platinum in it, to also stay with the same accessories being the same color with silver and platinum as well. I just think it's a nice accent and the color coordinates very well together.
So it has a more uniform look and kind of, you know, completes
and it all flows together.
So for a shorter bride, do you think it's important that she wear a heel to kind of give her a boost, make her feel more confident? And a taller bride, should she be worried about being taller when it comes to wearing a heel?
I think a shorter bride, a heel does amazing things for her. So I definitely always recommend for a bride who's a little shorter to definitely put on a shoe that it has more height. It just elongates the torso. It gives her more of a taller posture when she's walking and she's standing. Not only that, it gives the gown great dimension. It gives her a nice waist, but also enough gown where it gives her more length to the gown. So it just doesn't look like, for example, if you're wearing a ball gown, it just doesn't look all ball gown. A beautiful heel gives you enough height that you can't pull that gown off.
Right, so she wears the dress doesn't wear her.
Correct.
Well, a lot of times a girl will say, no one even sees my shoes. What does it matter? I can pick whatever I want. What do you think of that?
I definitely disagree. I think everyone sees your shoe no matter what. For example, just walking in or taking your photos, I've noticed a lot of girls, for example, wearing ball gowns or even our trumpet gowns, they lift the gown a little bit as they're walking and everyone notices the shoe. So I definitely think that it's not an aspect to say that no one sees your shoe. I think everyone notices your shoe as you're putting your foot out as well. So I definitely think you should always get a shoe that's amazing, that when people do see it, they say, that's a beautiful shoe she has on, accenting that gown.
Well, when it comes to factoring in the season, how important do you think that is? Because a lot of girls will say, my wedding is in August, but I prefer a closed-toed shoe. Do you think that's appropriate, or is it something that you should even worry about?
I personally think that it is appropriate to take into factor, just because of the fact, for example, during the fall or the winter seasons, you definitely should have a closed-toe shoe. I mean, first of all, you don't, for example, want your foot to be cold, but second of all, just the weather, just depending on the rain and the snow during that time, I think it's appropriate to have a closed-toe shoe as compared to summertime. It's beautiful. You can have an open more toe shoe, and I just think that it's very important to go with the season being either closed or open toe.
What do you think about bridal purses? Is it important to have one?
I think it's very important. I think bridal purses are a great accessory to have, and also it just accessorizes your gown in the perfect way. I think it's very important just because you should always just have a little purse to be able to accessorize and have the things that you need. For example, just a tube of lipstick and, you know, mints and little things that you need just as you're having your wedding day, you know, that you always will need, I think, with you during the time and day of the wedding.
Right, maybe you don't want it on the table being photographed on accident and
Correct.
everything. So, well, a lot of girls bring their friends, their family, everyone they know when it comes to picking out the wedding dress. How many people do you think should come when it comes to picking out the wedding shoe?
I think it should pretty much be no one. I think you're perfectly fine going by yourself. I think you should purchase a shoe that you're comfortable in, but also that you love and that you know is your personality. I don't feel really the need to have anybody else with you while you're purchasing a shoe.
Right, it could be distracting. Well, let's take a look at some of the dresses you have here and talk about what you like to pair with them.
This right here is our ball gown. She's beautiful silk satin ball gown with a draped bodice. And she has just a little bit of crystal and shine at the waistline, and I definitely feel like with this gown is one of the gowns that you can then accessorize or put a beautiful shoe with that has lots of glitz and glamour to it, with Swarovski crystals or beautiful Swarovski crystal brooches and things like that. Just so that, for example, as you're walking in the ball gown or lifting the ball gown a little bit, you have this beautiful accessory on your shoe or crystals on your shoe that complement the waistline on the gown.
Right, that pick up the little details.
Correct. I have the lace Chantilly one shoulder gown. And she's one of the gowns that I would say would be the complete opposite. I would recommend not to do Christos shoe. It would be something a little more lower played, such as just a beautiful draped shoe with draping on it, or just a beautiful bow on it, or just even a plain shoe would be even great. Or I've seen a lot of the shoes now coming out that have a beautiful pearl accent on the shoe, which would be another great thing to go with, because then you can also accessorize with your accessories with that as well.
Right, so no sparkle or anything with this.
No
you don't want to detract.
Yes, you want to keep it romantic and soft.
Right. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more videos about bridal shoes, visit BridalShoes.tv.